This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined, as always, by Dillian Whyte. We're down here at the Peacock Gym in London. How you doing, Dillian?
I'm alright. You know what one knows? Every time we're doing, if I'm either tired or I'm eating, or I'm exhausted, I'm drinking. Sorry, it's weird.
I hope it's not me who's making you feel tired or a boring man. Is that it?
I think your timing is just terrible. It could be my timing, I guess.
Well, you talk about my time, and I've been trying to interview you since December. So I haven't interviewed you since the Chisora weigh-in.
Just taking some time out, man, from the game. You know, sometimes it's good to give your mind a break. You know, from boxing, as well, your body a break. You know, what I mean, boxing's quite full on and quite stressful sometimes. So sometimes it's good to just have a little break. If someone catch up to you, they catch up to you. But sometimes it's hard to just track people down, especially when I'm in camp, I'm competing, or I'm training. It's different, you know. But when I'm just doing my normal daily life as well, you know, I got to spend time with people and do stuff. So it's difficult. That's all, man.
I think you got a new dog since I last saw you.
No. I've had 2 dogs for a while. I always have 2, because dogs live better than 2, so I always have 2 dogs.
Don't know where I thought that. I mean, I'm tired. I was up last night doing Crawford Khan stuff. But anyway, it's nice to see you. It's been a while since we've caught up, but purely because you're in limbo again. Every time I do an interview, you don't have a fight and you're looking for a fight and you can't get the fights that you really, really want to. And we end up starting every interview with kind of what's going on. So why don't you tell me the latest?
That's life, man. You know, I'm used to it, man. I'm fighting July 20th. It was meant to be 13th, but I think we're moving it back a week. So yeah, an announcement should be this Saturday. Opponent and everything should be announced this Saturday. So just waiting for Eddie to finalise everything and stuff. You know, he said we're there now, just to find out details. So yeah, fight news coming. Excited. O2's gonna be jumping again soon.
How excited are you to finally get a fight announced and get one over the line? There's been months and months of negotiations, of this and that, and now you're zeroing in on a fight date on the 20th of July.
You know what? I'm excited. I'm always excited to fight, man. It's good, you know. Listen, obviously it's not the world champions I'll be fighting, but you know, I'm excited. I love a fight. Whether I'm fighting a journeyman, a world champion, I keep busy and undefeated, I don't care. I just train and turn up to a fight, man. So yeah, it's good to just have a name and a date, you know, almost secured. Date secured, venue secured, just the opponent now just being finalised, which I'm excited about as well. Could be an undefeated guy as well, hopefully.
Undefeated guy, hopefully. So that would rule out Povetkin, would rule out Luis Ortiz.
I said hopefully. I didn't say rule them out. I said hopefully. You know, hopefully. I said hopefully. Let's see.
Don't fancy a fight on June the 1st in New York?
Yeah, of course I do. I've already said that straight away. I'll fight, you know. But, you know, listen, it's short notice fight. It's a short notice fight. You know, obviously, I'm on a button of letting the fans down. So if the terms is good and whatever, then, you know, I've been training now. I've been training now for a couple of weeks. So, yeah, you know, last time I wasn't training, but now I'm actually training in camp and stuff, as you can see. I did do much runs on the pads there. Fitness is getting there. Weight's coming off. So, yeah, you know, it's just very short notice, but, you know, I'll jump in and save the day, as usual.
Let's just talk about it. Let's just jump straight into obviously the big news yesterday was Jarrell Miller failing the drugs test. Before we start talking about... Say that again?
Are you surprised they failed it?
I'm never surprised when any fighter fails a drugs test. Take from that what you will.
So you're saying every fighter's on drugs?
I didn't say that. I said I'm not surprised when a fighter fails a drugs test.
Why?
Because in my humble opinion, doping across all sports, not just boxing, is rife and prevalent, and it's very, very common.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
I'm not a politician.
So you ask me, but you won't answer the question.
You're a politician, isn't it? I'm sure you vote every year, don't you? No. Don't you? No. You're bad.
Do you vote?
Maybe.
So who's interviewing who here?
It's a bit of both, you know.
So thoughts on Jarrell Miller's failed Vada test? As I said, I'm not surprised, but that's more a general thing. Were you surprised?
I'm not surprised. You can't be 500 pounds and throw so much punches and don't get tired, you know. I thought it was an EPO or something at one stage, but, you know, this thing is on. It makes sense. It gives you endurance, you know, obviously. It makes sense, you know. Kanaki will fail one soon as well. They're teammates, they're friends, same work rate, same fatties, you know. You can't be over 300 pounds. You can't be over 250, 240 and throw so much punches and not get tired, you know. Of course, these guys and stuff, all this TUE nonsense and all of that, you know. Oh, I got asthma, so I get TUE. Oh, I got this, I got that. You know, you'd be surprised at how much people in boxing and TUEs.
Let's just talk about that. And for people who are watching who don't know, TUEs are therapeutic usage exemptions. You have to go to a doctor. You get something written out that says you have so-and-so a problem, so you need this.
They should put clarity in that. They should say, if you're on TUE in combat sport, it should be declared before you fight someone, you know, because if you're on high doses of testosterone or whatever the hell it is, and you're fighting someone who's not on it, then it's dangerous.
Now, Jarrell Miller, in the New York press conference first, and it's something he repeated to me in London when he came over, was talking about Anthony Joshua's TUEs. Just your thoughts on that, because I know around that time is when you made the video.
Joshua's different in TUEs. What TUEs, I don't know, but it's different in TUEs. That's a fact. It's different in TUEs, 100%. He probably have a long list. He probably have asthma, ADHD, low testosterone, baldness, everything.
Baldness?
Yeah, something, I don't know. I just threw that in there. I was on a roll. I was on a bread roll and I just threw it in there, you know.
Let's talk about, so Anthony Joshua, I mean, yesterday the New York State Athletic Commission officially called the fight off. So Jarrell Miller is not going to fight on June the 1st. You said that you would step in and save the day, but in the past, you've said that you'd want 16 weeks. You want a testing window, which obviously falls in quite nicely with what we're talking about.
He's been tested for the last 8 weeks, you know. He's been tested for the last 8 weeks, so yeah, perfect. You know, sometimes things are blessings in disguise, but let's see, you know, let's see. You know, there's lots of things that would need to be right for me to take that fight, you know what I mean? And if I'm saving the day, Eddie Biscuit, they roll it out and start reeling off the corn, you know. But, you know, also I've been training now, you know what I mean? You know, after the Cesaro fight, I wasn't training. I was just eating, relaxing. Now I'm training. I get the buzz back. My juices are flowing, you know, my technique is coming back together. I'm getting fit. Everything's good. You know, I'm excited about boxing at the minute.
Now, in one of the interviews, one of the many interviews you've done with Coogan since the last time I interviewed you, I am jealous about Coogan.
Yeah, but Coogan was there from the start. You wasn't.
That's a good point.
Coogan and James Holder was there from the start. You wasn't. So you got to stay in your lane.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's right. Stay in your lane, and you won't get run off the motorway.
What I was going to say about that was I watched the interview that he did with you and Eddie at the O2. If the terms were offered that you turned down for this fight, would you take it, or would it have to be an improved offer? You still want the deal that you want, or would you want more because you'd have to step in at the last minute? I mean, you're scheduled to box July 20th, so that's like 6 weeks out of your preparation.
Yeah, listen, man. Deals and it's all bollocks, man. It's boxing stuff and all these deals, and listen, if people want these fights to happen, They never wanted to fight me in the first place. Their intention was always to go to America and fight Miller in the zone. So whatever deal and whatever offers was made, it was bollocks. It's just a way of covering the track. And you see, they sidestepped me, went to Miller, and look what happened. The whole house come crumbling down. Me and him could have actually had a genuine fight. I'd had made the fight from 2018. We was trying to make it from September, October 2018. We would have had a real fight, a proper fight, you know, and would have gotten the ring already. When was it? Just gone. Yeah, exactly. You know, I would have fought Cesaro, taking 2 weeks off, get straight back to camp. I fought Cesaro, I took flipping ages off, you know, just enjoying my life because I had a hard year last year. You know, I had 3 big fights last year, and those hard fights. One of them was a hard 12 rounder, one was a hard 11 round, you know what I mean? So it's a training as well. So, you know, these people ain't serious, man. If they're serious about making fights, these fights happen. You know, that was always a risk, man, of failing a drug test. You know what I mean? It was always a risk. Massive risk, you know. Massive risk, you know. Like, you can't be that round and throw so many punches. You know, I'm surprised. Surprised he's able to walk around. Surprised he didn't just roll around the ring, to be honest. He just said brown. You know, look at Miller a few years ago. He was skinny. He had boobs. He had XX skin. And then all of a sudden he just fill out and got big and muscular and then just throwing those punches. Look at Miller 3-4 years ago and see what he looked like. And look at him now. No, he's on the juice, man. You know, I'm a fat boy all year round. Like, even when I'm in shape, I'm still fat. That's just me, you know. That's just me. That's just normal.
I think it's worth pointing out. This is something I mentioned to Mauricio Suleiman. I know you've spoken about it before in the world. The WBC 24/7 Vada testing, which Jarrell Miller.
3 years.
You've been in it for 3 years.
3 years, and I'm still in it to this day.
I knew you were waiting.
I'm still on it to this day. Still on it. I'm one of the only British fighters that's on it. I've been since the WBC launched that program. I've been in it, and I've still been in it. Everyone else has dropped out apart from me. Miller dropped out. Joshua dropped out. All these guys have dropped out.
What do you think needs to be done to make sure fighters either sign up to that, or there's something that runs alongside it that works for people who are not necessarily in the WBC? What do you think could be done? I've spoken to Mauricio about this because, I mean, the Charlo brothers missed tests and there wasn't any sanctions put into place by the WBC. So I don't think, while that is kind of the leader, I don't think any testing currently out there is infallible. Do you agree with that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I think whatever you're on, they should be able to disclose it so the public know what you're on, what TVs, and the person going to fight you know what you're on. And that person's got a right to not fight you, or agree to fight you, or get the same stuff you're on. You know, it's nuts. All this TUE thing is just muddied the water, you know. Turn that clock off, please, someone. There's a switch over there.
It won't be able to hear it here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the switch over there. Where the clock is. Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's it.
So I think we got distracted a little bit by the clock there. We can't,
Mike Tyson moment.
yeah, we lost our way a little bit. That's fine. I've lost my way. Jarrell Miller, what punishment, in your opinion, do you think? Because this is now the second test that he's failed. He failed a test while he boxed in Glory as a kickboxer in 2014. He's now failed another test. What sanction do you think is a fair sanction to put on him?
I don't know. It's very unfair to say what you think should happen to someone. I don't know. Maybe he just got scared and he thought to himself, you know what? I need to. Maybe he's thinking, right, Joshua's on the juice, so I'm going to get in the juice too. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I'm not saying, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's hard to say someone should. You get stupid people saying, oh, this person should be banned for life because they done this, or because they bite someone, because they. You don't know the circumstance, man. I don't know, I'm not judge, I'm not a jury, I don't know. I can't pass judgment on someone. Everyone makes mistakes in life, so. But, like I said, he's made 3 mistakes, I think, so. I don't know.
When talking about the Joshua fight, surely that fight would make more sense had it have happened at Wembley, or if it was to happen in the UK in the future. Surely you boxing Joshua in New York on June the 1st is nowhere near as big a fight over there as it would be here, correct?
I don't mind where the fight is. I'm just trying to save the day because they sold 10,000 tickets to British fans. I'm just trying to save the day for the fans. You know me, I'm always trying to please the fans. I'm trying to save the day, that's all. But I don't really care. My day is coming. I got pay-per-view dates secured at the O2. I'm building anyway. I'm still learning. I'm still improving. You know what I mean? When you're at the top of the tree, you can only go down, but I'm still climbing. So for me, I'm going up and up and up. So I don't really care. I was just thinking, I'll save the day for the fans. And sending 10,000 tickets to British fans, but it is what it is. It's a bigger fight here, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All I'm doing is just trying to save the day.
I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, particularly in boxing, but do you think Joshua or Team Joshua regret not taking the fight with you at Wembley?
Of course, because now we don't know who's fighting, what's going on. He's thinking, crap, I'm losing this 35 mil that I'm a fan to get. He might jump off a bridge. I think you guys should tweet him and make sure you're right. Tweet Anthony Joshua, make sure that he's all right. You're good to commit a suicide now. He's not making his money. To be honest, that was a good launching pad fight for him in America. Miller, tough guy, talks a lot. Joshua would have bashed him up. Miller would have been competitive for 4 or 5 rounds, and he got bashed up. It was a perfect fight. In your career, you need a certain fight to launch. Obviously, when he fought me, that was his launching fight to the royal stage. Charles Martin, royal title. Now Miller is the next fight to the next stage. I've been in America. An undefeated guy, looks the part, sounds the part, but he's not the part. If everyone done it, that's like Lennox Lewis fighting. Was it Razor Ruddock, I think, or whatever, from Morris and those guys. They're good fight. That looks dangerous paper, but it wasn't. So yeah.
What do you see happening with that? Do you think it's going to be a Kalnaki? I mean, people talk about Michael Hunter as well, Luis Ortiz.
No point fighting Michael Hunter. No point in fighting Michael Hunter. The level, that's a joke fight. That's a joke fight. You know, you might have fighting you than Michael Hunter. You're heavier than Michael Hunter.
I am actually heavier than Michael.
but no.
Get some Endurable.
No. Yeah, I don't think Luis Ortiz won it at short. These guys, they never take the fight at short notice, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. There's only a handful of guys that's really willing to step in, you know what I mean? But good, you know, good luck. Hopefully they'll find someone because it's not good for a boxer, it's not good for the fans. You know, I'm sure Eddie's got big wallets, I'm sure you'll find someone, you know.
What can you tell me about your opponent? Who are you? Who are you talking? So you get distracted.
The cameras up for no reason, idiot. That guy is so stupid. Yes, sir. Go on.
You're very.
No, that guy he's annoying. Like he keeps coming in, he's saucing you. What we're doing? So is that he ain't got nothing better to do with his time?
Do you want me to go and sort him out?
Yeah, go
on. Yeah. What can you tell me about an opponent? If anything, hopefully something. I mean, there's a lot of rumours swirling around about your opponent. Adam Smith, every time I talk to Adam Smith, he tells me he wants to fight Povetkin.
He's an heavyweight. He's top 10 in the world. And, what's going to tell you? He's going to come to fight me in July.
Well, I kind of already knew all that stuff.
Well, so what more do you want me to tell you?
Something I don't know.
I think he's Chinese.
Chinese? Zhang Zhile?
You never know. Could be. Could be.
Again, I mentioned it at the start of the interview, you're kind of in this limbo position. Do you have any regrets about how things have gone on? I know you and the WBC, I mentioned Mauricio, I'm sure he's not on your Christmas card list, but do you have any regrets with how things have played out? You're supposed to be boxing Brazil, and that didn't happen. Brazil's boxing Wilder. You got the Joshua offer, which you turned down. Do you regret any of that?
Well, listen, it's not a joke. The WBC promised me something. I went along with it. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't really interested in Joshua fight, because I was promised fight Brazil, beat Brazil, get Deontay Wilder, and then they took it back. So, you know, boxing is it is what it is, man. You know, and even something is signed, sealed, and done, it's still not done until you get there the night and the man showed up and walk in the ring. You know. So you never know in this game, man. It is what it is. I just take it as it comes, bro. I just do my thing. I try and do my best. I try and entertain the people when I fight. I try and show support back to the fans for supporting me, and that's it, man. Sure. All I can do is do my best, man. That's all I can do, you know. If I sit around and moan about this and cry about this, and it is what it is, man. You know, some people have it the easy way, some people have it the hard way, you know. Unfortunately for me, I'm one of the lucky few that have to have it the hard way, but that's life.
Just last one on you, because after I want to talk about some of your guys who you manage now and look after, because I know they're in action soon. I forgot where I was, so I might as well just carry on. Let's just ask about the guys who you're working with. Rich Riakporhe, heavily rumoured to be boxing Chris Billam-Smith soon. Any update on that?
You don't box. How can you suffer from memory loss?
Because I was up all night. How do you know I don't get punched in the head?
Whatever you do in your bedroom, that's up to you, bro. If you like getting donkey punched by your missus, that's up to you. That's cool, bro. But no. Yeah, that's a good fight. I think Richard should fight Chris Billam-Smith or possibly Dillian Whyte. I'd like him to fight Isaac as well. But
that fight realistic? Because I know they're close and I know they've known each other for an awful long time.
There's a handful of cruiserweight in the country. Isaac don't want to fight no one. You know, when was the last time he fought? 10 years ago. And then he's saying Dillian Whyte is not on his level. Then he's saying this guy's not on his level. They should fight. The best guys have to fight the best guys. How are you going to get to number one? What's the ambition? What, just hang around and pick up scraps? Are you want to be the best? You know, that's the best of the fight the best. There's 3 fights for him. Billam-Smith, Isaac Chamberlain, or Dillian Whyte. 3 fights. I'm happy with any of those fights, Sir Richard.
I think the Dillian Whyte or Isaac Chamberlain fight was ordered by the board for the English, but it looks like that's not going to happen, right?
These guys are clowns, man. These guys don't want to take chances, man. You know, who's he gonna fight? What they come at you again?
John Harding, Pester. Every time I see Pester, he rubs my belly and calls me fat, and it's really depressing. How's he doing?
You should rub his mouth and call him horse mouth. You should go and call him horse teeth. He needs to I call him fish lips. Next to rub belly, that's what you do. Just call him fish lip or horse teeth. There you go. He's gonna go mad. He's gonna go, no man, dude, why did you do that to me? No, listen, Pester. Great guy, man. He's a friend of mine, you know what I mean? I got a lot of respect and a lot of time for him. He's a loyal guy, you know what I mean? And I just want to give him some chances, man, you know. Fortunate enough for me, I'm in a position where I can try and help these guys, you know, because when I was coming, there was no one helping me. I giving me no chance. I've done it the hard way. So if I can try and help a few of these, because these guys are genuinely good guys. If I need Pest, you know, Pest has been inspiring with me, and he's like middleweight helping me out for fights and stuff, you know what I mean? So, and he put work in as well, so... You know, it's only fair if I can, you know, it's even same with Richard. I don't hold Richard nothing, but I help him out because he's one of the guys from the thing, you know what I mean? I try and help everyone out, you know. Even Craig Richard, he wasn't going to fight Jake Wall because Jake Wall was messing him up. I said, listen, take the fight. It's a good fight for you. Take the fight. Take the fight. It's a good fight for you. It's a fight where it's winnable for you. Take the fight, win the fight, and you can build and grow from it. You know, so I try and help these guys out. I'm around these guys, you know, doing Hotshot Sinclair and all those guys. I try and help these guys. I'm around these guys. They all help me out, train and stuff. So I constantly give them advice and constantly try and help them, man. You know, try and help them where I can because they're good guys as well, and they're good fighters. They just need the opportunities to show what they can do.
We caught up with Fabio Wardley just before he went out to Ukraine to spar Usyk. How's he getting on? He was really, really impressive the last time I saw him box. How's he getting on? He's developing very quickly for someone who's had such little experience.
Yeah, Fab's good, man. He's doing his thing. He's good, you know what I mean? He's a good young guy. He's youngest of the lot. And, you know, he's got a lot of time. You know, I think in a couple of years, he'll definitely be one that's out there. He'll be dominating in a couple of years, you know. I believe if he just gets everything right, manage him properly, move him along the right way. The problem with Fabio is he'll fight anyone and he's up for fighting anyone. That's one thing I love. He's a bit like me in that way. So I got to be mindful of him and make sure that I manage that, you know what I mean? Because he's still young, you know. I mean, he should develop properly.
How did he get on with Usyk? Usyk, somebody's been mentioned as a potential future opponent for you.
Fabio said he done all right. They called him back a couple of times. So he must have done all right, you know what I mean? Must have done good. And he said he's done good, you know. And yeah, listen, if you say one, you can have it, man. You know, with me, I don't really, you know what? There's three things that can happen in a boxing ring, man. Win, lose, or a draw, innit? That's it, man. That's it, you know. I've gone past all of this nonsense of this undefeated days and messing about with all of that. Just want to fight, man. The best people has got fights lost on the record. Anybody that ain't got lost on the record is fought chumps. You know, I fought old men, I fought guys who's passed it, or handpicked them at a certain time. You know, good fighters have lost on the record or draws on the record because they fought good people. You know?
I remember what I wanted to ask you now. What's going on with your promotional arrangement? Before, well, as I say, I haven't spoken to you in a couple of months. Since then, you've been kind of window shopping, I guess, is probably a good way to describe it. Don't kick my camera. You're kicking my camera.
No, I ain't been window shopping, man. I just, you know, sometimes it's good to get in the marketplace and understand what's going on. It keeps people honest. It's good to get a deal off your own back as well and then see what's what and weigh up your options, that's all.
Are you still talking to the likes of ESPN?
There's things going on in the background, man, but let's see, you know. At the end of the day, we were with Sky and Matchroom, like I've always said, so let's see. You know, obviously, it's good to have options, and then it's good to give, you know, it's good to have options. It's good, very good to have options.
Okay, and just finally, before I get going, Matchroom show this Saturday. Your old rival, Derek Chisora, and Dave Allen, both on the card. Just give me a quick breakdown of that. And Lucas Brown, of course, fighting Dave Allen. Just give us a quick breakdown of those fights.
Derek Chisora, you all know Derek's tough. You know, I mean, strong, he gets in good shape, he comes to fight. But my only worry for that fight is how motivated is Derek, because you know what Derek's like, sometimes he can't be bothered. But he seems to have a new lease of life. It seems to be this move to Dave Cordell is doing him well. So let's see what happens. Gashi, he's a journeyman, isn't he? But if he fancies it, he'll have a go, which makes him dangerous. But Derek should win. Derek should knock him out or stop him, whatever. Lucas Brown, Dave Allen. I think genuine 50-50 fight. You got a young guy who's been through hell and back, you know, in his personal life and inside the ring. And he's trying to change that. Very tough man, you know, with all the losses he's had and the people he's fought. you know, keeps coming back, and now the people's behind him. I'm happy for him that he's got his shot and stuff like that, you know, and he's headlining. That's the dream come true for him. Lucas Brown, you know, former world champion, has he lost once, isn't he? Yeah, only lost in the record is me. You know, he said he made a lot of mistakes in that training camp. Yeah, whatever he said and all that stuff. But yeah, you know, he's a big hitter and he's hungry and he knows his last chance saloon for him, so he's dangerous. And Dave Allen sometimes can lose his head in fights, lose concentration, or sometimes he can stay in the pocket too long and try and trade, as we see him do time and time again. And with a big hitter like Lucas Brown, you don't want to do that. But you could knock Lucas Brown out. Lucas Brown could knock him out. It's a very good fight. It's like one of those fights that's very intriguing. It's a good fight. You know, it's a very good matchup.
I could fight the winner with the shape that I'm in. Okay, I could do, yeah. As always, pleasure. Thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Hopefully, the next time I don't have to wait so long because I do like sitting down with you. But I appreciate you've had an awful lot going on. Look forward to hearing your announcement, Dillian Whyte.
Respect to Boxing Social, Rob Tebbutt.
Rob what?
Teletubby.
Cheers, mate.
No, I'm joking. Respect, bro. Thanks.